Hello, families, and welcome to preschool. We are so excited to welcome you at our center and look forward to working with you to meet your children's goals. At our center, we prioritize literacy and work hard to develop phonological and phonemic awareness within our early readers. Today, I want to take a few minutes to discuss the importance of developing these skills and provide some ideas for activities we hope you will consider using at home to support your child's early literacy and reading skills. Phonological and phonemic awareness are the building blocks of language and thereby have an enormous impact on literacy development. According to Reading Rockets, phonological awareness is the ability to recognize and manipulate the spoken parts of sentences and words, and phonemic awareness is the ability to notice, think about, and work with the individual sounds or phonemes of spoken words. Some examples of phonological awareness are being able to break down words into smaller parts, identify rhyming words, recognize words that begin with the same sound, and blend the beginnings of words called onsets with the endings of words called rhymes. Some examples of phonemic awareness are breaking down words into their smallest sounds, deleting and adding sounds into words, and blending sounds together to create words. Developing an awareness of each of these aspects of language increases the child's ability to read fluently by increasing their understanding of how words are broken down and giving them the tools to identify similar parts of words to decode. Building oral vocabulary is an integral aspect of reading development, and supporting children with phonological and phonemic awareness can help them not only build their vocabularies, but also develop skills to understand new words more quickly. According to the critical role of phonemic awareness in reading instruction, phonemic awareness teaches students to both hear and manipulate sounds and to understand that spoken words are made up of sequences of speech sounds. When children are able to identify phonemes easily, it can greatly increase reading fluency and comprehension. To develop phonemic awareness, you could prepare a game of sound matching at home by gathering some common household items, like a cup, and writing the letter C down on a Post-it note. As you point to the first letter and state its sound, k, you can ask your child to find the corresponding object which starts with that sound. Phonological awareness can be developed through reading books which contain rhymes and creating new rhymes together with your child. Early reading and development skills are interconnected because reading cannot happen without an understanding of how language and print work together. Some of the most important skills we need, in addition to phonemic and phonological awareness, are print concepts, letter naming, vocabulary, listening, speaking, and comprehension. We first begin building these skills with children as we read to and speak with them. Engaging in language with children provides opportunities for them to build their listening, comprehension, and speaking skills. These skills will build your child's understanding of how language works, vocabulary, as well as phonemic awareness. To build your child's listening and comprehension skills, you can engage in dramatic play and work together to build unique, interesting stories. As you play together, the storyline will become dependent on your child's understanding of your suggestions and additions to the plot, which help to develop listening and comprehension skills. In addition, you could build your child's speaking skills by asking open-ended questions which provide opportunities for them to think critically and use new and expressive language. Some examples of open-ended questions are, what do you think will happen next? How did you do that? Or how did you make that? And why do you think this happened? As children talk with adults or listen to stories, they begin to build an understanding of how language works. These interactions also support your child's vocabulary development. According to Vuclich et al., vocabulary and awareness of these aspects of language are very interconnected, and children with large vocabularies become attuned to these segments and acquire new words rapidly. To build your child's vocabulary, you could play a game of categories where you pick a familiar category and take turns adding words which belong to that category. As you add new, unfamiliar words, you can point them out in your environment or explain them to your child. For children who may need additional support, you could use pictures along with the words as prompts and encourage them by stating their selections aloud as they add to your category. In addition to building language skills, alphabet knowledge and concepts of print are crucial to reading development. Children must understand that text conveys meaning as well as how to interact with a book or text before they can read on their own. You can develop an understanding of how print works with your child by getting them involved with text as you read to them. One example would be to model pointing at the words as you read to them to demonstrate how we read from left to right, and then ask your child to point to the words as you read to them, even if it isn't completely accurate yet. If your child needs support, you can ask them to point to the first word on the page and prompt them as necessary. Learning how to identify letters and other symbols such as punctuation marks is necessary for reading comprehension. Children must be able to connect these letters to sounds for text to make sense in order to read. One activity you could use to work on letter recognition is letter fishing, where you encourage your child to use magnets to fish for fish which have letters attached to them. If they can name the letter, they get to keep the fish. If they cannot yet name the letter, they release the fish and try again later. If your child is nonverbal, you could also provide a word bank with words starting with each letter to deposit the fish to develop an understanding of how these letters connect to words. Thank you for taking the time to consider these ideas. I look forward to discussing language and literacy skills more with you over the course of our year.